Hi again everyone, Scott Player Popcorn Fan here, and in this video, I want to review a classic horror film, in my opinion, that is also quite a big franchise now, and that is the original Child's Play. The original Child's Play movie that came out in 1988, which is obviously Chucky. So, briefly, before I do cover that, I do want to talk about Chucky a little bit because obviously, for those of you that have followed my channel for some time now, a lot of you know that I'm a really big Chucky fan, and I've always have been ever since, I don't know, high school, I guess, because I reviewed Curse of Chucky. That was actually my first proper review on my channel. I reviewed the original, well, not the original, but I reviewed Curse of Chucky, and then I reviewed Cult of Chucky, and then the remake. So I have reviewed 3 of the Chucky movies here on my channel already, and I thought it would be interesting to go back and review the original 1988 film, which to this day, it's still one of my more favorite Chucky movies because obviously it's the original film, and with this new Chucky TV series premiering later this fall, hopefully, I thought it would be fun to go back and revisit the original Child's Play film and do a review for it for you guys. So, yes, my opinion on the original Child's Play movie is that it's definitely a classic. You know, you have the original actor, Alex Vincent, as a little boy. He's 6 years old at the beginning of the movie. You know, it's his birthday. His mom, Karen, you know, buys him a Chucky doll, or as it's known, the good guy doll, and is named Chucky from Andy. And it's just, okay, real quick, I will talk about one main issue that I do have with the film is that the original film does go at a bit of a slow pace, but you're still entertained by it because you care about the characters. You care about Andy, you care about his mom, you care about Detective Norris, and just seeing those 2 characters kind of butt heads at first after what happens at the very beginning of the film when her friend Maggie gets killed by Chucky, and there's this sort of murder mystery that kind of plays out throughout the first half of the film. I mean, it does, and because of that, it does have a bit of a slow burn a little bit, but I like how it's a murder mystery, and it feels very kind of like an old school, low budget kind of 70s film in a way, and I really like that aspect of this movie, and how it slowly teases Chucky's appearance throughout the film, and then once we get it, it's Brad Dourif voicing the character, and it's gold. It's classic. It's one of the most enduring and most lovable slasher villains ever put to screen, at least to me. Between Chucky and Freddy Krueger, they're probably the most sadistic slasher villains we've ever seen in film, in horror films, and Chucky is just such an endearing character with the mannerisms, the laugh, the voice of Brad Dourif, and just the overall look of the doll, especially when he gets the scarred look in later films. It's just so iconic and so classic, and I love it. So, and with this original film, you get that really classic moment between Karen and the doll twists his head, and it's just very kind of harkens back to the original Exorcist movie a little bit in a way because of the head twisting, and just seeing Karen reacting to that, and how the doll has been moving and talking for days without any batteries in him, and it's just a classic moment, one of the best moments still, in my opinion, out of the whole franchise. And also how Brad Dourif's character of Charles Lee Ray gets killed off at the very beginning of the film by Detective Norris in the toy store, and that sets off this whole franchise basically. And especially in the most recent films, namely Curse of Chucky, when it kind of goes a little bit more further back and we see some flashbacks to that time period of when we see Charles Lee Ray as a human, and we kind of get to see him a little bit more as a man in Curse of Chucky leading up to his death in the original film. I think kind of further evaluates how important the beginning scene of the original film is to the whole franchise. And what Detective Norris did, killing Charles Lee Ray, just making all these events occur with the doll in being possessed by the soul of Charles Lee Ray, and how that kept being the main threat of this franchise. And I've just always liked that, and I've liked how up till the remake it kept that same continuity, and I've really liked that about all these films, and especially with this new TV show that they're doing that will be premiering on the Sci-Fi Channel later this fall. Definitely looking forward to that, and not just with the characters, but with the music, and also some of the POV shots of Chucky chasing the characters in the house, or the apartment rather, and I've really liked that. And it's just an amazing film. I still consider it one of my favorite Chucky films, and I'd have to give it an A. That is my grade for the original Child's Play, which came out in 1988, 4 years after the first Nightmare on Elm Street movie. And just the 1980s just sort of being the golden age of slasher films. And it's the original Child's Play movie is, in my opinion, one of the more underrated films that came out in that time period when all those other slasher franchises were kicking off with Nightmare on Elm Street and Halloween and Friday the 13th. The original Child's Play movie definitely brought something new to the genre, while at the same time respecting it and carrying on this character for like 30 years or so now. And it's just amazing to me. Chucky is still my favorite slasher villain, next to Norman Bates. And yeah, that should do it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace.